Good morning from Bahia Concepcion here in Baja California, Mexico. This is a darn near perfect campsite, aside from its proximity to the road and probably the volume of people, but the location is absolutely beautiful. So in today's video, we are going to introduce you to some friends that we have been traveling with here in Baja. If you've been following our channel, you know them already. This is Sonja and Joe from Germany, and they travel in this really awesome Toyota Hilux, and it is a true globally capable overlanding vehicle.
Hi guys, I'm Sonja.
I'm Joe. We're from Germany, like you've heard. And we've been traveling through North America for basically the last year.
Yeah, we started in April last year.
Yes, we shipped our rig over to Nova Scotia, Halifax, and then drove across Canada up to the Arctic Sea, Alaska, and then zigzagging it down through the States all the way to Baja.
And now Mexico.
Where we met him and her.
Yeah.
We chose this vehicle basically after a road trip that we took down Highway 1 on the West Coast, just a regular normal vacation.
That was in 2017.
Yes, and we came back and we thought that's our style of traveling. We were looking for a rig. I wanted to something that is multi-purpose, right? Not
and
just.
I wanted a van.
She wanted a van with a shower and a toilet. And well, you compromise somewhere. We wanted a rig that we can take off the road and get away from a lot of people, right? And not just an RV that you use 3 times a year and then it just loses money in your backyard or in your driveway. And we can use it in different ways once we're back home.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about why you chose this platform of a chassis.
We talked to the previous owners of the vehicle, and they had bought it from a guy who, a classic, died of a heart attack, 55 years old, dreamed of doing the Panamericana in it. And basically they lived his dream then.
Yeah, and they did it.
They lived 2 years in it, took it all across Canada to Alaska and then down to Patagonia. And they always upgraded their system along the road. And we chose it because it's just a bulletproof vehicle. It has a diesel engine in it, which is really sophisticated. No injection whatsoever, just a red and a black wire basically for electricity,
So
no
very
computer.
simple.
And it's just proven. They took it up to like 5,000 meters in altitude, smoking like an old train, but it did the job, right? And it's just a really, really reliable vehicle. Never let us down on this trip.
Yeah.
Besides a few minor issues, you know, just things that happen along the way.
So what kind of fuel economy do you get?
Well, the last conversion I did before I learned that there's a difference between Canadian gallons and US gallons was, how do you do it? 12 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, considering that we have around 2.9 tons overall weight for like 79 horsepowers and a 2.4 liter engine.
And the
So
fuel
that's
capacity?
65 liters.
Okay.
There's no
So you don't
auxiliary
pass
tank.
a fuel station?
No, we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Better not.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now tell us a little bit about the camper.
The camper.
Yes.
The camper is it's called Explorer. It's the company that produced them. It's kind of in Europe kind of considered like the godfather or mother of all pop-up camper cabins that are made out of fiberglass. So what we did not know when we bought it is that the cabin is actually pretty sought after because of its weight, space, what's it called? The relation between weight and space and stability, because it's basically the bottom is one piece of fiberglass, considering that the cabin is like from the late 80s, early 90s, you know, with that technology, and it's still very sturdy and reliable. You can
Is it well insulated?
It's well insulated. Well, when you pop it up, of course, you have the issue of the tent, of the canvas. Another thing is you can put up to 100 kilos on the roof.
Oh, okay. And the struts still work?
Yes, because it's not just struts, it has a foldable frame inside
Oh,
that
nice.
supports the weight, and that is of course really cool because we made a pack mule out of it and put our inflatable kayaks on the top.
Now, you told me these are called airline rails.
Yes, they are. I think they, if you translate it in German, it's Airline Schienen, which translates to rails.
Okay.
They are used in airplanes to adjust the rows of how many seats they have in an airplane and stuff. And they are quite famous in the European overlander scene because there are, just like you see here, there are like
A lot of
different
purposes and functions.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you don't. I glue them on there
Yeah,
with an
we use the
industrial
special
glue,
glue.
that like 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters holds 300 kilos.
Wow.
So they're not gonna rip off or anything, and you don't have to drill holes in your rig anymore if you strategically place them on your rig, right? You can
Yeah.
always adjust for a weekend trip or now for a year-long trip where we have a jerry can and a water a can on the outside, and if you don't need them back home, you take them off or put a box on the back and stuff.
Nice.
Really, really useful. Even I have them on the roof too, and I built a roof rack, and I can like always adjust the spacing really easily without gluing, attaching, or screwing anything into the roof.
Cool.
So no water leaks.
I noticed you guys have the same Dometic Sights windows that we have on our camper.
Yeah, they are like old proven design.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
The Trasharoo.
the Trasharoo, picked it up in Canada. Can't say enough good things about it. It's a very good piece of equipment to have. Of course, if you're in bear country, it's not wise to put trash in it. But I have like spare oil in there, other liquids for the
wood,
car,
firewood.
firewood we had in there. I have a rope to take the kayaks down. Yeah, all kinds of stuff you know can't put inside because you ran out of space.
We don't know anything about that.
Okay, so working our way over to this side, we have the awning. I like this style. The simplicity of it is growing on us as we see it more and more.
Yeah, it's a
very
classical
simple,
YouTube DIY awning, right? Watch some clips and then just repeat, change your design a little bit and make it work.
Nice.
Only cost me like $80 instead
Nice.
of $300 or $600.
Yeah.
This is our multi-purpose table. You will hear of it when we look in the inside. So this is basically where we cook, get our Coleman stove out. We have, I'll come over here real quick. We have our gas bottle in this box.
Oh, okay.
So we wanted it outside, right? So peace of mind when you sleep and you don't have to worry about gas leaks, and cooking inside, you always
Yeah.
got the smell and stuff. So
That's a nice compartment.
yeah, also attached with airline rails. Here we got a little fold down rack or table. We use it when we're cooking for like spices and other utensils. Basically, I upcycled a few parts from the old interior and my parents' balcony railing.
Yeah, here's our water.
That's it turned out to be our main go-to water tank.
Yeah.
I fabricated a little nozzle. It's stainless steel, holds jerry can 20 liters, and we just find ourselves always filling up water out
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Go through it quick.
Yeah.
There's the fridge inside. It's only a little one.
Oh, the fridge is inside here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little.
I never complain about where my fridge is
Yeah,
ever again.
but it's
Okay.
enough for us.
There it is.
Yeah, our little fridge.
Yeah, it's a Waco. It has a
Yeah.
compressor, so it doesn't matter how the car is, positioned, if it's level
Doesn't
or
have
not.
to be level.
It's hooked up to the main two batteries in the cabin, which are charged by solar, and also charged by the alternator.
Okay, that's our little sink here. So you can put this inside.
It is tight in here,
Yeah.
Sonja. Very, very tight.
Yeah. And here's another water tank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we use it for our outdoor shower. This, and you can put this little
Oh, okay.
shower
And
thing
stick it out the window.
outside, yeah, and then we can shower outside.
Nice.
So that's really
It's a
cool.
good dual purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what the little hook is over on the steering wheel. Okay. That makes sense now.
Yeah. One little kitchen box. So nothing fancy in it, but it's enough for us.
How easy is it to find the Coleman propane bottles when you're abroad? I know you're abroad right now, but for example, like in Europe or...
Oh, I don't think we can buy it in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a North America
Yeah, that's a North
accessory.
America thing. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. So this is our storage place for our clothes. It's not much, but it's okay.
How many pairs of clothes do you guys travel with?
Oh God, too much.
Too much? Still?
Yeah.
You don't have
have
enough
too
space, but
much.
you have too much clothes.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
And too much shoes, so everything's too much. Yeah. So that's our little porta potty.
Oh, where?
Yeah. This one. So you can. It's inside the box.
Oh,
Right there. Yeah. So
nice.
Emergency toilet for me. So we have lots of storage in there.
that's the pantry.
Yeah, right. And we have some storage
Oh. Oh,
here.
there's compartments everywhere like
yeah,
ours.
Yeah, and here's the diesel heater and the battery.
The components of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we have a little inverter right here, so we can charge our phones or the
Computers.
drone. Yeah, whatever.
All that good stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
and we have some storage underneath here.
Ah. Well, I don't know if the camera can get that deep, Sonia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So that's a
Okay, it is
slide-
tight in here, Sonia.
Yeah, it is really tight.
Yes.
So it's a slide out bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your heads are right here and the
right-
feet are
yeah,
down there.
Right, yeah. And
Okay.
it's enough space for us. So it's very comfortable.
Now, do you guys find that only one person can occupy the seating area?
Yeah, right.
It's like, okay, you have the floor or I have the floor.
Right. So Joe stands up very early, and yeah, I'm laying in the bed, and then yeah, it's not possible to walk around with two people right there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little bit too small. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Cool. This is a really nice home, and I hope you guys continue your travels once you do make it back to Europe next month.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, I guess you guys have a couple appliances to show us.
Yes. A few little details. One we talked about in the previous video, and you wanted to see it. It's our dishwasher
Yes.
that we have. It's not our idea. We stole it from YouTube, of course,
Yeah.
from a bank couple.
It's our
A spray bottle.
dishwasher.
Yes, and this, Bob, is our dishwasher. It comes for $1 in the regular American dollar store,
Amazing.
in the hair section.
Yeah.
You know, that really makes a lot of sense for extreme water conservation. You can
Yeah.
do a lot with a spray bottle and a paper towel and then
Right.
burn
Yes.
it.
And we have like 50 liters in all, right? Sometimes because of weight, when we know we can have easy access to water, we leave the back tank empty, so our gas mileage is better. And like down here, right, the places we're about to go to, there is no water supply. So
Yeah.
doing the dishes with the drinkable water you have.
Yeah.
And another thing is, if you're in wildlife like bear country and you use the paper towels, you can burn them right away in the fire. So draining your sink or whatever is not a bear attractant. So
Yeah.
really helpful. And we can do 2 times dishes, which means 2 bowls,
Yeah.
2 dishes.
It's also
or a
your air
spoon.
conditioner.
Yes, that too.
There you go.
Or a hand
Right.
cleaner or
Yeah.
whatever.
And now
right?
for the
Yeah.
oven.
The oven, yeah,
The
that's
oven.
a recommendation by the previous owners. they were traveling with a couple in South America who had it, and they used it every day to bake bread, even like frozen pizza, warm it up and make pizza, cookies, you name it, whatever you can bake, they did. And they asked us to bring them one back to Germany because in 2 years they will be doing a trip to Asia for 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we will try it.
We'll try it out too.
this
Yes.
turn, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for sharing your overlanding home on wheels with the World Wide Web and us.
Well, thanks for having
thank
us,
you.
man.
It's been an honor getting to know you guys, and I know we're gonna see you just in all the future travels and probably several more times on this
so.
trip.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
see
Yep.
you.
I don't think we're gonna get rid of each other that easy.
No, it's good to stay
Considering
in
that we were
contact.
like driving down the road and you popped up in Moulahay again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
There's no coincidence, right?
All right, let's close this out, Beck.
All right. If you want to continue following us as we make our way down Baja, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for joining us. And also check out, they have a channel that they're getting ready to start called Mutenfall on YouTube, and they are currently on Instagram
Yep.
with
Right.
that.
I'll
name
put
as
that on
well.
the screen.
So you know how to
Thank
spell
you.
it.
Mutenfall.
Mutenfall.
On fall. I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it.
I even I had a little bit of the accent going, I thought. I was doing a pretty good job there. Anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.